you will notice that some people are not following some other people on social
I
media,
know.
but they work in the same station, and you're like,
my
what's
gosh.
going on here?
Are you thinking who I'm thinking about?
How come I don't know what you're talking about?
Hi, it's Hazel.
Hey, Zazura.
And I'm Jermaine.
And welcome back to yet another episode of Clarities. Today we have a special guest in the house. Let's welcome Jin Danker.
Hi, ladies. I'm so excited to be on this couch with you.
my
I'm
God.
having some girl time.
Yay!
Oh, thank you for having me.
And I'm sure like Jin Danker needs no further introduction, but babe, why don't you just introduce yourself to our Hush listeners anyway?
Sure. Well, my name is Jean, and I've been working in radio forever. I'm on Class 85. I do the evening show from 5 to 8. And I also have a podcast, the Are You Okay podcast. 2 of 3 of you actually were on it.
yes.
We missed you there,
I
Hazel.
wish I could be there.
I know, but next time, okay?
Okay,
Next time.
next time.
So yeah, so that's what I pretty much spend my time doing. And then other times, we hang out.
Like this.
Like this.
Yeah, like this. And I think it's clear as day why we have Jean on the episode, because today we're going to be talking about women empowerment.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like Jean embodies this girl boss vibes.
I
And,
do?
like, nobody can mess with you. You know what you're doing. Come on, you hosted
Gosh.
NDP. You hosted the SG50 countdown. You hosted so many major events.
Right.
And it always baffles me how you can helm your own evening drive time show alone.
I also don't know.
Because as radio jocks, we know that drive time belts
Yeah.
is super taxing.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree the drive time thing is hard. I'm looking at, getting potentially a partner very soon. So hopefully that works
That's
out.
Where do I sign up?
Would you? I mean, we can arrange this. Oh my gosh. I mean, I didn't even know there was interest. I mean, hey, yeah, we could. Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
there'll be a long line out the door.
Are you
Number one
serious?
out that door is Avery. Avery has the biggest crush on
Oh.
him. Every time, you don't know this, but every time you go past him in the hallway,
No.
he literally comes to me squealing like a little girl. He's
No.
like, I just saw Jean. She said hi to me.
Oh no, I can't deal.
I'm sorry, Avery.
I can't
I'm calling
deal.
you out.
I can't deal. I'm never gonna look at him the same way again.
And your radio show can be called a very amazing cartoon.
Oh, that's smart.
very
Avery.
cartoon.
I like that.
Take him, babe. Take him and run.
I would hold open auditions, to be really honest.
Wow.
If that
No,
was
why
a
do you
thing.
want to do that to her? Don't do that to her.
Maybe Jermaine's trying to get rid of him. I don't know. I don't know.
But I'm just curious though, did you choose to do the EDT alone by choice?
I actually did have. I've done the show for to be honest, 17 years.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
crazy.
cartoons is 17 years. So it's a really, really long time. But along the way, I have had male partners, 4 to be precise. But for whatever reason, some of them left, some of them, moved to another station, or, some went down quite badly. And then it just was not a good fit. And then you know how it is as ratings and all that, right? And the ratings always showed that when I did it by myself, it was always better. And so I felt like, I think I can do this, man.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I have so much experience. I know what works with our listeners. So let's just not be afraid and helm it. You know what I mean? But it has been 10 years since I've been the last time I had a partner. So I am getting maybe I need a friend, a friend or 2 maybe. But let's have some fun, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's pretty much that.
Well, so what do you think it means to be in charge of yourself?
Oh,
Or rather, what do you think it means to be a woman today?
I think a lot of it comes with growing up. I still feel very much like a kid, even though I'm in my 40s.
You don't look like it. Really.
At all.
We look at all the same age.
Kind girls, you're
please,
so kind.
please.
But yeah, I think maybe it's the industry we feel. It keeps us young, the music,
that's
just doing
true.
what we do, and just sort of being really vibrant and having a lot of time to do the things that you love to do. However, I do feel like, yes, it comes with just sort of growing up, learning from the day to day. I can't say I have it all together though, girls. I mean, you know what I mean?
you
know what I
look
mean?
like you have it together all the time.
Oh my God, I don't know. But I definitely don't feel that way. But I think it's all a process. And no matter how old you get, there's always stuff to learn and all that. So I think for me, I always have that mindset of I have more to do, I have more to give and more to I don't feel like I've hit a plateau. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I feel like I still can do this I still have the energy and the motivation to do it for more.
Has that changed 10 years ago and now? This mindset that you still can do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, there were definitely times where I felt like, wow, this is hard. as we all go through it, right? You go through an
yes.
ebb and flow of it. It's like sometimes they're like, oh, I'm so motivated. This is so exciting. And sometimes like, oh, like with every job that comes routine, right? And you're like, oh my God, how do I go on air today? I can't even smile, or I can't, two words can't come out of my mouth, right? You know, what am I going to do, right? But I feel like I come out of it because I'll find something that motivates me. Maybe I'll do like a fun project and then it makes me motivated again. So yeah, that's how I've been ambling along, really. And now I feel like, now I feel like I want to play a bit more. So I'm, looking at expanding the show, the number of people on the show. So
That's nice.
yeah, I want to play a bit. You know what I mean?
I think as you get older, you also get a little bit less serious, and you just want to have fun. You just want to do
Agree.
things that you never dared to do when you were younger.
Yeah.
But obviously, you've seen so many, of your peers and your juniors. People like us, right? Azura, Hazel, and I come onto the scene. Do you find that it's different for us now, the landscape, as compared to when you first came on the scene?
Oh my
Obviously, you were
God.
very young. She was like, what, 16?
Yeah, well, I part-time when I was like 16, 17.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Do you think it's different, like for a woman then and a woman now?
Oh yeah, 100%. First of all, I mean the radio landscape is totally different. Back then, there's only radio. I mean, and people were not distracted. Radio was king. Radio back then was amazing. I mean, like everybody you knew was tuned in. A lot of people grew up with me over the years, so like. There's a lot of listeners from back then as well. But now, of course, it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many other things distracting us. Along the way, of course, like we had, like the internet came about. Do you know what I mean? I mean, back then we didn't even have that. We were playing like stuff off like MDs and CDs and we had cartridges. There was even vinyl back then.
my
When I
God.
first began, there was like vinyl still, So it's insane. Like the progress of radio has just really gone like, in leaps and bounds. Now the landscape is so different. Obviously, when I first started off, it was literally like you go on air and I kind of chose radio because I'm like, I don't want to have to like, dress up, blah, blah, blah. I just want to be in a little box and just like, tell my stories and play music that I like. And then along the way, it's like, oh no, Jean, you have to like do this. And I was like, oh wow, I have to evolve. Oh no, I have to evolve. But I mean, obviously it comes with it and you have to do it. And like you girls are like bringing this new energy in and you are all encompassing. You girls do all of it so well. I mean, like I watch it and see, I'm like, wow, back then, I mean, the cohort of like girls and guys that were from my time, I think would not have excelled as quickly because of the unavailability of all these other avenues to showcase your personality, So you girls are like really killing it. Can I just say, like, no, I mean it like 100%. Like I watch you all, I'm like, wow, I don't know if I could do that when I was like,
Also, because we come in and it demands that of us already.
It's the
right?
expectation. right?
perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know, perhaps.
But how are you dealing with the social media aspect though?
Oh, I think it was okay. It wasn't hard for me. I felt like it was a fun thing for me at the beginning. Then it became like as we all know, a work thing,
thing.
right?
KPI
Yeah.
thing.
And as look at me like, I got to say social media. But I've accepted it. I've kind of realized over the years, you just got to go with the flow, man. And if you don't, then you're gonna lag behind. So just try to have fun with it in the process, and that's how I see most of the stuff that we do.
And you look less cute. You're not gonna have troubles with it.
You're a
look
cute
less
girl.
You're not gonna have
Oh my
trouble.
god! No! Oh my god! No.
This is a typical girls' conversation.
It's true.
The boys are watching it going like, oh, these women.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? I think now, with females these days, it's all about like building each other up. It's all about girls supporting girls, girl power and all that.
Yeah.
I recall a conversation that we had. I think it was like in the hallway, of course, of level 7, right? Where you said to me, I really like what you have going with Azura and Hazel on Hush because I feel like this is something that would have been very hard to be a thing, earlier in your career.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely a lot of bullying back then. But I feel like it's not any different now. It's just that now there's room to call it out. Do you know what I mean?
That's not right.
That's not right.
I don't
yeah.
accept that, right.
Correct. And because of like social media, you can put it all out there if you want, right? But back then, and I guess with certain personalities, like for myself, I'm not usually very confrontational anyway. So I would just sort of like,
Take it in.
do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's not so fun. But I feel like now there's room for that, and there's there's a lot of light being shed on women supporting other women. And so it's like all the women who are like that, like girls, would come out and go like, yeah, I'm that girl. And it maybe is trendy to do that, so maybe more people come out to do it. I don't know. But back then there was definitely no room for like calling out bad shit. Do you know what I mean? Or at least that's the way I felt about it.
I think we want to know a little bit more about, what went down back then, right? Because I feel like I saw my fair share of it as well. And I'm really grateful that, like, I've got Hazel and like Jermaine, and like even though you've got like 20 years more than we do, that you never saw us as threatening or anything like that. You were always there for us to be able to speak to, right?
Yeah.
But there's some people in the industry. Sorry. I think because of the industry as well, there are some people or some women who feel like when new blood comes in, younger, prettier, better, they just feel a little bit threatened.
Yeah.
They feel like, oh, now I've got one more person to compete with, when, that may not even be your intention, because we all come in and we're all like, you've got your stuff and I've got my
Correct.
stuff.
And you're doing
I'm
your
not
best.
here to
Yeah.
compete with you.
Correct.
Did you feel that way back then? Or did you know of anybody who felt that
do
way
you
about you?
do you feel that you
You were
were
treated
a
that
threat?
way.
Like that's why some people
Oh.
took badly to your
Oh,
presence.
meaning like back then.
when you entered.
Oh, yeah. Weirdly, the situation was back then. The situation was that because I started so young, the women around me at the time, I guess, were newer. I came in first, and then I guess what I had experienced was I always felt like a lone wolf anyway because
They were
I was
newer but older.
a bit. Oh no.
She's so kind.
I'm scared of I don't want to cause anything, but this is what went down for me anyway. This is my experience. So I was always confident in my ability at work. I was always I'm the hardworking one. I'm the one that's gonna pull in the hours and stay extra late because I want to cut a beautiful trailer. Whatever. I don't know, right? So yeah, I felt like sometimes the girls would kind of be two-piece in a pod, and then just stupid young stuff. Yeah, so I just felt like, why like that? Because I'm just here to do my job, really. And yeah.
But back in those times, if there was social media, do you think things would have changed for
Oh
you?
yeah. No, I felt like I don't think I would have gone on to say about these things either, but I definitely felt like there would be other women maybe sort of helping me out, or just the awareness of it, or just now, because back then there's just nothing, nobody calls out that shit, and everybody just sort of lets it slide. Yeah.
If you had voiced it out at that time, do you think the response at that time would have been that you were being petty?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So there's
Being
no room, you
difficult,
see. Yeah,
right?
there's no
Yeah.
room for it. And unfortunately, with my personality, right, I'm not the sort that would stamp my feet and go no, you fix that. I just was not like that. But I think it was the right decision because I just focused on doing the good work, and that was all I did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that was the most important thing to me, just producing good stuff and doing good work.
Even not just, when you first came onto the scene, even now, with our generation, I do see some of the remnants or some similar, actions. And with social media, it's even exacerbated because you will notice that some people are not following some other people on social media,
know.
but they work in the same station, and you're like,
my
what's
gosh.
going on here?
Are you thinking
and I
who
have
I'm
people,
thinking about?
I have people asking me, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, right? I follow everyone. I don't give a fuck, right? What's it to you, right?
Sorry, give me 5 minutes, please.
Check this. I mean, can I don't know.
Yeah. Hazy knows, but it's true. So it does still happen now.
It does.
And it's not. It's like an age-old thing, right? Women feeling like they have to compete with each other, but I do think social media does also help in a way that it helps you be a little bit more open. I guess.
Yeah.
Even if you're non-confrontational. But
Yes. There is at least an avenue of subtly putting it out there in whatever way. I mean, I don't know, putting out a meme of something or whatever. I mean, who knows?
Meme.
It could be anything, right? Something of something, right?
Like a cute cat going, fuck you.
Yeah. And then you're like, who's that directed at? Let's do the investigation. Yeah, it's a cute cat. So no, yeah, you can get away with it.
But has Instagram empowered you? Or TikTok for the matter, or Facebook, whatever.
Why you must say Facebook? What are you trying to say?
I have to consider all those years of progression.
It's all right. It's all right. Empowered? I don't know whether empowered, but it definitely gives us an extra avenue to just sort of
Correct.
put your personality out there. So I guess it helps, and in a way empowers us and empowers me. Yeah, because you get to push your personality out there and sort of like tell the world what you're about. You know?
Have you heard of the tube girl trend?
A little bit. Well, you go on a tube and then what do? You like
You film
dance
yourself and like you're the
Feeling
main
yourself.
character.
Yeah, I've seen
Up, down,
that.
left, right.
I don't get it though.
There's actually a meaning behind this trend. Okay, so basically this is started by Sabrina Basun, where it centers on saying a big F you to social anxiety. And basically she wants to embrace self-confidence. That's it. This is why this trend is so viral, because
Right.
everybody's like,
Okay.
oh, this message,
Yeah.
is good.
As in, like, you just do your own thing, basically. Is that right?
And the crazy thing is that it's reached so far in the globe that I think within a month of her posting the first video, she found herself at Fashion Week.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my gosh, that's really fast.
From a nobody to
Wow.
like front row at Fashion Week.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think social media can really help to amplify, your personality, your messages as well. Like for her being, so confident, I saw people. I mean, I personally wasn't on the MRT. Okay, yeah, I know y'all TikTok people are gonna come after me. I wasn't on the MRT. But I've seen people do it on the MRT
I
here in
see.
Singapore, right?
Okay.
Like doing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yes.
Like not even on the train, like even when they're walking on the
everywhere.
streets,
Yes.
everywhere.
I've seen that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hilarious to me though. I'm like, okay.
I can film for you walking down level 7, the
Okay.
corridor.
Shall we do that?
Yeah.
Later.
That's so
okay?
cute.
Here's the thing that I noticed is that most things look really cool on TikTok, but in
Yeah.
real life, when you see someone filming it,
the funniest.
You look so
sometimes,
silly.
yeah, you
Yeah.
like, and I look silly too. Me and Hazy dancing all the time, just randomly, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. But
Yeah.
because it's normalized on social media, then it gives you a sense that hey, it's okay
fine.
for me
Correct.
to do that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes when I'm scrolling on my TikTok for you page, right, I see some live streams and like some ladies or like some girls, not situated in Singapore, somewhere across
outside.
the world. Yeah, they have, please pardon me for saying this, they have features not like the rest of us. For example, I've once seen this girl, she has one eye here and the other eye is like slightly lower and she's doing a lot of content. I
Right.
would stop and look at the live stream because is this a
Right.
special filter or is this just how she looks like? And after that, I realized, oh, this is how she really is. I feel like TikTok as a social media platform, it helps normalize this situation that we're all human, we're all people, even if we look a bit different.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That she does not have to hide and that she
Right.
can be online as well.
Yes.
Right. And
exactly.
she's very bold and very confident about the content that she's making.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was taken aback a bit, not gonna lie.
Even something else that TikTok has really helped to. I mean, we all know our stance on this, but let's ask Jean.
Yes.
Okay.
Body hair on a woman.
Ooh.
Is it a what is your
I personally don't like body hair in a woman.
You
I
look very
feel
hairless anyway.
I don't have that much. Never mind.
Going on.
I mean,
Okay.
I have the situation controlled, but it's not a crazy situation. You know what I mean? Personally, for me, I don't like body hair on myself. Maybe I've been influenced in the past because that was the standard. I think everybody didn't want body hair, on themselves. But I feel like if you want to grow out your pit hair or whatever, do you want to shave? Go ahead, like do
Yeah.
you? It's fine.
I've seen so many videos on TikTok. Some of them even dye their armpit hair.
really?
Yeah.
I've seen like bright blue or like pink, and they just like willingly show it off just because.
Correct.
Yeah, I think the beauty standards are different these days
Yeah.
because social media has made it so different.
Yes, and it's amplified all the the uniqueness of people. There's not one particular form
Yeah.
that you have to follow, which I think was what was in the past. That's always what you see, right? You only see the one form of like particular beauty, and now you can embrace every single different thing, and like there's beauty in all of it, and that's what I really like about now because I feel like you embrace all the like there's beauty in all kinds, even in something that you think may be ugly, but there's something beautiful about it, which is what I appreciate.
You know, back in October, there was this music festival. Tens of thousands of people were there attending that event. And the next day, after going back on air, my partner and I were talking about this music festival. And a listener had texted in saying, at the music festival, I saw a girl wearing a sleeveless top and she raised her hands up and it was like a jungle down there.
Wow.
And he recalled it. He remembered it so strongly that he had to text in to tell us.
Did you say it on air?
We didn't like.
Oh,
I didn't think it was polite to, but you know.
Okay.
Was he just saying, or what's the intention behind that?
No, because we were talking about pit hair on guys.
Oh.
So that was why he texted in and said that he saw that on a girl.
I
And a lot
see.
of hair at that.
Oh my gosh, you know, that just reminded me that this is not now, but this was when I was in secondary school. So that's like more than 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. I used to have a teacher who had a jungle down there and wore a sleeveless top every day.
Oh, wow.
And maybe, I mean, we used to make fun of it, but maybe that was the seed that was planted that you can do whatever you want. Now
was
that I'm
ahead of her
thinking about
time.
it,
She's the OG.
Yeah, she's the
She's
OG.
the OG.
I
We could-
definitely
yeah,
had teachers like that too. Yeah,
with
remember
the- with
that.
the-
yeah,
yeah.
like full on and writing on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
We could talk about pit hair for days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just one of the examples of, you know, not being a conventional or what was regarded as beauty in the
Yeah.
past because of social media.
Absolutely, and not just for women. So actually, I was just at a dinner, and there were two guys at my table, straight men, manly men, and they both had beautiful manicures on.
Oh.
And I was like, I love that.
Yeah.
How do you know the straight?
One had a wife there with him.
Okay.
Okay. How do you know he's straight?
He cannot be if he doesn't
true.
want to, but
Yeah, G's got a point there. Yeah.
I've seen some things. I've seen some things. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. When they have nails better than mine. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
I like that. Yeah, when I go to get my nails done, there are lots of guys doing their nails, buffing their nails.
They're there to see you, Jean.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
where do you get nails done?
But of course, I feel like that's how social media shaped our impression of women and men alike. But you know, Jean, back in, I don't know, a decade ago, where movies were the thing, right? I'm talking like Mean Girls, stuff like that. How do you think they shaped people's perceptions about women?
Yeah, I think definitely. I always feel like, you know, there's this one. You watch Mean Girls, right?
Yeah.
So there's this one
You have
scene.
to check.
This is one scene where Lindsay Lohan is sitting in the
Cafeteria, yeah.
And then there's the Rachel McAdams sitting opposite, and then
Regina George.
Regina George, and then she has this like dream sequence where she lunges forward and she like, yeah, I've
Like
definitely
chokes her out.
Yeah, when I went through like the hard times before,
You
I went,
wish you could do that?
man, when I saw that scene, I was like, oh, why didn't I do that? Because that's like, it's so cathartic watching that. I was like, I would have done that 3 times.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. But I love that. This is my favorite scene. I remember that so vividly. Whenever I watch the movie, I'm like, is the scene coming up? Is the scene coming up? Because man, it reminds me of like, you know, stuff that I should be doing but can't really do. But it's my dream sequence, you know what I mean?
I think Mean Girls made people think that girls are very, or made girls act very catty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's what you see and then what you emulate, right? In a way. I don't know.
I think it came out at a time where we didn't really have that much of that women supporting women sort of thing, right? You know, it was more, I think they had fun with the highlighting the fact that there are women who are bullies and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
That you have to be in competition, that, you know, you're up against each other.
I guess.
But I think it's so nice to see that, you know, it's a little bit different now.
yeah.
Fast forward to 2023, Barbie the movie.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, we're talking about so many different types of Barbie. We see stereotypical Barbie. We see all the other different kinds of Barbie. right?
Weird
And-
Barbie.
Yeah.
I'm weird,
Weird Barbie. I love
Okay.
And it's an entire community of Barbies supporting Barbies, girls supporting girls.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
Can I just share a quick story? Because this just happened to me and I didn't do it intentionally. So it was very surprising for me, the response that I got, because it really made me feel like, wow, the one thing that you say could really change it for somebody. Okay, so basically, I was out. As you can tell, if you're watching, I've gotten a lot of tenor. So I just came back from somewhere.
Nice.
And this happened while I was away.
Okay.
So I was out and basically I was just standing at the back of this place. I bumped into this girl. So she turns and I turn and I just, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. And then she goes, oh my God, no, you are pretty, right? Okay, so this happens all the time.
This
correct?
happens all the time.
This
Yeah,
happens all the time.
yeah.
And then after that, her husband was next to her. And then we got to talking. So then we lost each other. And then a while later, somebody was like, oh my gosh, you need to meet my friends. So she brought me to her friends and they were her friends. So we met again. And then we were talking and she said, you know, I've been breaking out and I've been feeling really ugly, and what you said really made my night. And I said, huh? Okay. And I didn't realize, because after that, the next day, I get a message from her husband, which said, I don't know what you said to her, but you really made her night.
Oh my God, that's so
And I was like, I didn't do anything, but
That's great. See, you just
love
never
that.
know, right? You never know. Yeah.
Yeah, it never hurts to compliment someone.
yeah,
Really.
absolutely.
Yeah, you never know what they're feeling at
Yeah.
that time of day.
I can relate on the breaking up part though, because after NDP, I really broke out. I think you can still see some scars here, and I was so upset for the past 2 months. Every time I looked at myself in the mirror, I just wanted to cry.
Oh dear.
I know. So,
you're beautiful.
oh, now
Girls?
you make my day.
You're all beautiful. What are y'all talking about? Like, seriously.
You know, I think Jean has a lot of influence over younger women. Like,
Absolutely, yeah.
you influence me a lot in a good way. I remember there was one time Joakim and I came on your show for this little fun trivia
Yeah,
quiz.
that's right.
I was so inspired by the way you executed that quiz, the way you spoke on air. It was so fluent, it was so fun. And even though you were helming the belt alone, you did it so perfectly well.
Thank you.
I couldn't even tell you were flustered or anything like that, you know. It was so much fun. We
You
just
guys,
focused on having
you
fun.
guys were so good. Good guests.
Aw.
So you know when you're a good guest, you have more. The host has more fun. You know that.
But I am very influenced by you. Have you had other girls walk up to you on the streets and tell you, you know, you're their role models?
Yeah, I do, and you know, I'll be honest, it still surprises me a little bit because I guess my thought, like I was telling you all earlier, is I always feel like I have a lot to learn myself. So I never quite see myself, because I feel like the second you feel like you're a role model, you don't learn anymore. You know, you don't try to improve or practice or feel like there's any more training that you can do. But I always feel like I'm a work in progress in all aspects of my life, and even there's always something new to learn, even from you girls. Like, you know, I always admire how you all like keep it fresh all day, every day, and have energy and all that. I'm like, wow, these girls, look at them go. There's always something to learn from everyone. So yeah, I mean, whenever anybody tells me like, oh, Gina, my role model, it doesn't sit very comfortably with me. But I always appreciate it because obviously it's coming from a good place. You know what I mean?
I think Jean is someone that, you know, in times of even difficulty, like you said, when you want to choke some people out, we shall not name them, but I see now, I don't know if it was the same back then, but how I would describe you is probably graceful. I think you try to handle most things in life with grace, which may not be easy, especially when emotions come in or when, you know, with social media these days, like a lot of negative things come in.
yeah.
Like sometimes I see the comments that they leave on TikTok and I don't even want to come to Hush, you know. I'm afraid to speak because I know what y'all are gonna say,
Right.
things like that. I don't know how you deal with that.
I think over the years I've really learned. Somebody used that word. I mean, it said, Gina, really stoic. And I never thought I was stoic. And then I really thought about it. I was like, oh, actually, maybe I am. Like, I can really put myself through the ringer and be okay at the end of it. But I think it really comes with just years of like toughening yourself up. And you all are all in the process of it right now. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? I mean, you're already very strong women, I can tell, you know, and already like stealing yourself through all the ups and downs of this industry. But it takes that to have longevity and to do this well. So I feel like when push comes to shove, I had to learn how to be strong and kind of like, whatever, it's just going to roll right off me. Let's move on. What's next?
I feel like for us in this industry, we are forced to face with, for example, some negative comments, and we are forced to grow up faster. But for people watching Hush podcasts or listening to us, some of them might be just people studying, working.
Yeah.
What would be your advice when it comes to them facing some negative comments on social media?
Ooh, can you just delete and block?
That's a good one.
Delete and block.
No, seriously though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really feel like just turn your attention away from it. Where energy goes, where attention flows, right? I mean, energy flows where attention goes. So I feel like if you really want to take your mind off something, you really just have to be disciplined enough to turn your attention away from whatever it is that's affecting you. Like, if you know that comments are coming through TikTok, then just delete your app for a while.
Or block the comments.
Block the comments.
Yeah,
Yes,
right?
yeah. Just turn your attention away. I know it's easier said than done because sometimes like when you see one, you want to see more, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what else are people saying? Oh my God, this is killing me, but I want to see more, right? But actually, yeah, I feel that way. Sometimes you go down the rabbit hole and that's human nature, right? But you really have to just switch your brain. And like, for example, if you're anxious about something, you have to switch your brain and do something else in order to break that train of thought. Right?
And not fall down into
Correct.
a
Yeah,
deeper,
yeah.
darker hole of anxiety.
Okay, Jimmy, from now on,
Yes.
stop looking through the TikTok
I
comments.
know. No, sometimes it just comes on my For You page, and then I'm like, yeah.
I know, but sometimes I just tell myself to not click on the comments.
Okay,
you
out
know,
of
because it's
sight, out of
hidden.
mind.
Right.
You know, it's like they say when someone is trying to share something that they're happy about or, you know, like proud about on social media, and if you feel like they're showing off, that's a you problem.
Right.
They're just trying to share.
Yeah, but they make it a me problem.
There's no problem with you, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys deal with that because TikTok comments are whoa.
Woo.
Why is it so different? I don't understand. I don't
They
get.
are brutal.
They're brazen.
But I don't get
Yeah.
why though. Like,
don't
why is it
know.
so different from everything else? You see?
I think it's a group of people using this app. Mainly they are younger kids, maybe.
but
Their minds
right,
haven't matured yet.
I could be wrong. I feel like the young ones, they're not the ones leaving these comments.
Oh, I think it's
old
a, it's
ones
a mix.
are.
No, it's a mix. It's a mix.
mix?
Yeah.
The next time I'm gonna click on that bloody profile and see like where this person is from, what he or she looks like.
Do it.
But
It's
most
always
of the time they
burner
don't have
account.
I know, right?
But always
Got the balls
remember,
to use in
right?
Comments.
Yeah, always remember that social media is not real life. It's not
Correct.
representative of who you are. What people say about you, you don't have to take that as the wholesale truth.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Yeah. And if you actually saw these people in your face, they would not say stuff like that to you in your face. It's just no one is gonna say this bad shit to you in your face. So like it's just courage behind the screen. That really is it. So it's not real. Don't take it personally, please, guys.
So if someone says something nasty to you, this is how I've always taken it, right? Okay, because since a young age, I've always been around friends who verbally abuse me, and that's their love language.
I see. Okay, love
Yes.
that. Okay.
So for a long time, I formulated this belief in my head. I could be delusional, but I formulated this belief in my head. If someone says I'm ugly, I take that as a compliment because if I was truly ugly, you would never dare to say it.
Oh,
Good.
that's true.
And I'm like,
Good. For the record, you are so hot.
Yeah,
Azura.
she's
I
so
can't
not
believe
ugly.
you.
Like, come on. What?
Oh my god.
yay!
We should,
real.
yeah, we should just organize a hush session where we get
Compliment each other.
yeah, we get all our listeners in and we just go in a circle, compliment each other. Just
Yeah,
'cause-
say good things about each other
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then leave feeling happier.
Oh, I know a person who, when she has like dinners or like new people meet each other, she does an ice-breaking game.
Yeah.
And the game is, you don't know each other, right? But she's like complimenting each other.
Oh.
I love that. Yeah.
Love that.
And then the next challenge is don't just compliment a person's physical appearance, but
Yes.
but what they are inside. Or give an like internal compliment, about somebody's character or the way they treat people and stuff like that. And that's like taking it next level. You know what I mean?
Wow.
This episode
Yeah.
is so wholesome.
Jean, I compliment your tenacity over the years.
It's true.
And your choice not to put your hands around somene's neck.
But
Thank
if you
you.
do want to
Yes,
do that,
yes.
call us.
Oh my god. I have a gang now. I'm a girl gang.
Actually, my last question for you, right, is that created that legacy. You're the standard. We come in and we know that, right? So now that you hear people like us say that, we look up to you, that we come in and we've been listening to you for the longest time.
Yeah.
When new blood comes in and you know that maybe we grew up with the internet, we grew up with these things so we didn't have to learn how to use it. Does that scare you sometimes? Because you're still human, right?
That there's new blood, is that right? I don't feel threatened by it, but I feel like there's a lot to learn from the new generation. I in all respects, I always feel like, okay, what do they know that I didn't know from before, and how are they doing it differently? How are they keeping it together? How are they multitasking? I always feel like I take that stance very naturally. Also, I feel like I'm very secure in my workability.
Yeah.
So I feel like
You should be.
I've
Yeah.
worked really hard in all respects, and I'm confident in that. So if there's nothing else, I'm confident in my ability at work. So I feel like that's sorted. So what else can I do to like have fun and learn more? And that's always the way I think. You know what I mean?
I love
So
that.
good.
Yeah, I feel like when this episode comes out, I'm gonna listen to it 3 times over.
Yeah.
Just listen to what Jean has to say.
Hazel.
With that, Jean, any last words for our harsh listeners here?
Be nice to these girls, okay? No bad comments. Come on. Lift each other up. I mean, whether or not it's guys or girls in your life, I think it's really important to lift each other up and to take care of one another. You never know what another person's going through. Like Azura was telling the story and your holiday and everything. I mean, just be kind wherever possible. And it is always possible to be kind. So
I love that.
yeah.
It costs nothing to be nice.
Correct.
Nothing, guys.
Correct. And to first be nice, you can start by consuming nice, positive content. Follow at isclarity.co on Instagram.
You are what you feed your mind with.
That's right.
You can listen to us on Me Listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to turn on your notifications.
That's right. And you are also what you feed your belly with. I'm about to have chicken rice. Check us out on YouTube if you want to see Jean's beautiful soul on the inside and out.
It's been such a beautiful episode. Thank you so much, Jean, for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Love y'all.
Who's the one on SG Armpits?
What? There's something called SG.
Apparently.
I'm checking out right now.
Apparently, Jermaine's on it.
Jean, you know they cut this hole in the wall to accommodate.
Huh, they did?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Because the camera couldn't go far back enough
No
to accommodate
way.
a guest. So they actually, Elvin actually cut a hole in it. Like, I'm legit not
For Harsh
kidding.
Podcast?
Yes.
Elvin!
For Jean.
Dang.
We have a hole in the wall now.
Oh my gosh, I gotta take a photo of that. The hole in the wall.